We're here with Mike Couto, of course. He's a solo act. A lot of people remember him from the old Couto and Mulligan days. And
I like the word old.
yeah, we try not to say that, right?
Long time is a good way to say that.
A veteran, somebody with a lot of
performer.
experience.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your career. I know a lot of people say, hey, that's the guy from Couto and Mulligan.
Yeah.
I'm sure you enjoy hearing that. You had a lot of great years with Bill Mulligan.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was wonderful. We had over 50 years. He was my best friend. So, and I think I was his. And I was godfather to his son, matter of fact. And my lovely wife Joanne and I got married in 2012, and he married us. We had a free justice. He got a one-day justice of the peace.
You guys are really popular, obviously, working together. A lot of camaraderie. We showed that clip the last time. I think somebody said, "Hey, isn't that my math teacher, Mr. Couto?" You had obviously years as a teacher, and you wrote some funny songs. How about that song? Everybody is an asshole.
Everybody's an a-hole. You want to say asshole?
Well, yeah, this is like
You
HBO.
say,
We can say
okay,
whatever
we can say
want.
whatever we want. Then screw you.
How did you come up with a song like that?
I was divorced in 1975. You know. Right. And I remember on a Sunday, I was dropping my kids back off because I had them for the weekend. And I dropped them off, and there was all these cars in the driveway of obviously friends of my ex-wife. And the divorce was not a good one, you know. So as I drove away, I said, you know, those people don't even know me, but they must think I'm an asshole just from whatever she's got to say, you know. And that really ticked me off. So I wrote the song, Everybody's an Asshole.
Everybody, sometime.
Before you call me a clown, before you spread my good name over town, before you say I'm a creep, before you persecute my soul in your sleep, before you say I'm a fool and tell me that I'm basically cruel, you better stop and think about it. Stop and think about it. Someone else is saying the same damn thing about you.
Exactly. I was thinking, you spent all those years with Mulligan, and now you have an Irish wife. So
I know, huh?
That's pretty good. How you got a thing for the Irish?
Although I never fooled around with Mulligan.
All right. Well, obviously, we're going to show a clip of a song that you guys did a few years ago, A Real Azorean Guy. I want to just take a look at when Bill Mulligan and Mike Couto are on my show, New Bedford Connections. Take a look at this.
Well, me dad was born Azorean on the Isle of San Miguel. One of 10 kids by Juan, a farmer in the Dell. When my boo died, they came here when me dad was only 12. And he found himself a job for life, working in the mill. And he found himself a job for life, working in the mill. Hardy-o, hardy-I, he was a real Azorean guy. He worked his fingers to the bone to earn a decent wage. And then came a Telvina, his querida from New Beige. They had 2 kids they truly loved, Americans they'd be. One was named Carlotta, the other one was me. And one was named Carlotta, and the other one was me. Hardy-o, hardy-o, hardy-I, he was a real Azorean guy. And then I went to high school, in those days we could pray. And I fumbled through the morning prayers in English every day. I knew Ave Maria by rote I could review, but translate back to English was more than I could do. And translate back to English was more than I could do. Hardy-o, hardy-o, hardy-I, was I a real Azorean guy. Then off I went to college, took a loan so I could pay. I made a lot of new friends, folk music we would play. Most were up from Boston, sounding different when they sang. Before you know I picked it up, I had an Irish twang. Before you know I picked it up, I had an Irish twang. Hardy-o, hardy-o, hardy-I, hardy-I, am I a real Azorean guy? For years now I've been singing with my old friend Mulligan. Most audiences think that we are both from Ireland, but he says top of the morning it's for a bosh the night for me. I have no idea what that means, cause I'm an Irish Portuguese. I have no idea what that means, I'm an Irish Portuguese. Hardy-o, hardy-o, hardy-I, am I a real Azorean guy? Hardy-o, hardy-o, hardy, I'm an Irish Portuguese. Muito obrigado.
All right. Tell me a little bit about A Real Azorian Guy. Is that something you wrote yourself or with Bill?
I wrote that myself.
Yeah.
And, over the years singing in all these Irish pubs, people would say to me, you're a Portuguese guy. How come you're singing all this Irish stuff? And my stock answer was, well, there aren't that many Portuguese pubs. But eventually I felt like I should answer it.
Yeah, right.
So
that's how that happened.
I sat down, I started writing, and it was really it started out like a story about my father,
Right.
and it became like an autobiography. A year later, the song was nominated for an award at the International Portuguese Music Award.
Congratulations for that.
Thank you very much. I was very pleased with that.
Yeah.
And so it was a big event. 2 nights worth of festivities. The first night was a Friday night at the Multicultural Center in Fall River.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And I black tie, the whole thing. I bought a new suit and everything.
Oh, big time.
It was big time.
Yeah.
And I met all these famous people that I had no idea who they were.
Yeah.
They're from Portugal.
Yeah.
Because I'm not that connected. And then the next night we're at the Criterion for the award show.
Yes.
And the first thing I hear is, "Boa noite, senhoras and senhores." I said, oh boy, I hope maybe there's going to be, no, that was all in Portuguese for 3.5 hours listening to the show in Portuguese. I didn't understand. Every so often I heard a word that I understood.
But you got nominated along with a lot of these very well-known popular Portuguese artists, so that's a pretty good, that's not bad. That was pretty
Well,
good.
the woman,
Guy from New Beige, right?
the girl, that's right. And the girl, her Natalie Pyers, she won like 5 awards. And during the intermission, I saw her, and she looked at me and she said, I know you. You're the Azorian Guy. So
That's
my
perfect.
award. That was my award.
Yeah, that's us. She knew
But-
you.
Yeah.
Ah,
So
that's
as we left the theater that night, I'm walking with Joanne, and I said, I'm not that Portuguese. And that's what inspired the sequel.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're having a lot of fun with Mike Couto, very talented local musician. You got to hear the sequel. All right, let's check it out.
Okay.
I'm not that Portuguese. Mike
we
Couto.
go.
Here we go.
Muito bem. Does that sound Portuguese already?
Yes.
Et vida she would make all those codfish cakes, rice pudding and her super scalding. And I would marvel at the taste. I was never one to waste my sweet mother's Azorian cuisine. Linguiça she would use in all her precious stews. It'd be melting in my mouth. I couldn't wait. But there were times when I would tell her, hey ma, take back this mozzarella. I don't want the blood pudding on my plate. I'm not that Portuguese. I'm not that Portuguese. You can call me a Toledo. I don't want no bacalhau. I'm not that Portuguese. I'm not that Portuguese. The Ipma show was great. The pride of Portugal displayed. I was happy that they chose a song I wrote. But through hours of presentation, I got lost in the translation. I hardly understood a word they spoke. And Paulo Gonzo shook my hand. I had no idea, who is this man? So before the show I asked him with a guess. No, I'm not a nominee. I'm not from a record company. I'm being honored for a lifetime of success. I'm not that Portuguese. I'm not that Portuguese. You can call me Maloquin. I'm not familiar with that scene. I'm not that Portuguese. I'm not that Portuguese. Luso-American, proud to be Portuguese. I could easily have blown it, met Ronaldo and not known it. Not that Portuguese. I'm not that Portuguese. Everybody knows it now. All right, here's the serious part now. As I look back on the years, my childhood reappears, and I wonder why I wasn't more a part of a language when unbroken is so elegantly spoken, and the spirit and the culture in my heart. For it wasn't long before my family came ashore to leave the island and the life they knew, to go bravely in this world with a baby boy and girl, and they dressed us up in red, white, and blue. That's why I'm not that Portuguese. I'm not that Portuguese. Call me Curtadine or wuss. I don't want no octopus. I'm not that Portuguese. I'm not that Portuguese. Luso-American, proud to be Portuguese. But if you check my DNA, it says made in the USA. I'm not that Portuguese. I'm not that Portuguese. I'm not that Portuguese.
All right, fantastic job by Mike Couto. This thing was falling a little bit while you were trying.
I know. I had to do. Where were you?
I couldn't really help you. All right, so we got this. This is I can hear like an echo over here. Oh,
I got a little reverb.
check 1 2. Check. Oh wow, give it a little extra boost
You
there.
sound
Right?
pretty good now.
Well, tell me now about what you're going to be doing. You're going to be playing some gigs this week, right?
I tell you, I pick and choose.
Right.
Because I don't want to, like work every night or every other night even.
Right.
I like to do something every weekend. I'm a married man. I have a lovely wife. I have a lovely life. I'm really happy.
Yeah.
Because I was a teacher and I loved it.
Yeah.
And I was a photographer and I loved it. But music is from the beginning, so it's always been there. And,
You had a passion for it.
always. On Friday, I'll be at Ying Dynasty in Mattapoisett. I'm there once a month.
Right.
And then the following week, the 2nd of December, I'll be at Faze. I've been at Faze now for 6 straight years, once a month roughly.
Right.
And I'm there always every St. Patrick's Day, by the way. And then the following week, I'll be at Slancha down the street on Union Street.
Yeah.
I've been there once a month. I love playing there. It's fun, especially on the roof. You mentioned it.
Yeah, right.
In the summertime, I'm up on the roof, and you can see the harbor.
Yeah. So the bottom line is Mike Couto is still kicking, and Mike Couto is having a great time playing music.
I'm having a wonderful time. I'm loving it. Thank you. I'm really a lucky guy.
Well, thank you very much for stopping by. We really enjoyed it, and keep up the good work. Good to see you, Mike.
You've been doing a great job.
All right.
Your whole career. You've been doing a great job. Thank
you very much.
Okay, buddy.